Title: The Unmasking. In the quaint town of Clayborough, the air buzzed with the excitement of the annual harvest festival. Every year, families gathered to celebrate the changing seasons with hayrides, corn mazes, and, most eagerly anticipated of all, the parade, where beloved mascots and characters from movies came to life to entertain the townsfolk. Children would eagerly wave to their favorite characters, hoping for a carefree hug or a fist bump. But this year, things were different. As the festival approached, rumors spread like wildfire. The local kids whispered about mascots mysteriously disappearing. First, it was Buzzy the Bee, the town's cheerful, yellow mascot. Then, Melody the friendly ghost, who sang uplifting tunes, vanished without a trace. The townsfolk brushed it off at first, just a couple of night owl teens pulling pranks, they thought. But when the next character, Barkley the dog, went missing, panic set in. Jess Harper, a spirited 16-year-old with a penchant for adventure, decided to investigate. Her best friend, Liam, a quiet but clever boy, joined her in this strange quest. With Halloween fast approaching, Jess and Liam felt a sense of urgency. They set out on bikes that day, determined to uncover the truth. After visiting the local community center, where rumors of the missing mascots were swirling, they learned that the festival organizers were in a panic. They'd hired a well-known parade coordinator, Mr. Timber, who had gained a questionable reputation for his past events. The more they dug, the more Jess began to feel an eeriness creeping in, like shadows dancing in the corners of her mind. That night, Jess had a vivid dream. In it, the deserted town square was filled with flickers of neon lights, and the wind whispered the names of the missing mascots. Then, out of the darkness, she saw them. They were not the friendly characters the townsfolk cherished. They were grotesque versions of themselves, eyes hollow, expressions twisted into grins that sent shivers racing down her spine. "Help us," they cried, their voices mingling with the howling wind. "We need to be set free." When she woke, heart racing, Jess shared her dream with Liam. As they pieced together the clues, they ran into Mr. Timber, who was setting up for the parade's final touches. With a camera in hand, he made it clear he was more interested in going viral than in protecting the cherished characters. When Jess questioned him about the missing mascots, he shrugged her off dismissively, insisting it was all part of the show. Sensing something truly sinister, Jess and Liam ventured to the town's abandoned movie theater. Old posters of past cult films adorned the walls. They had heard tales of it being a hub for people obsessed with sacrificing mascots to make characters real. It was an urban legend, but a thrill of curiosity buzzed through them. Inside the theater, the air was heavy, saturated with mystery. The flickering lights blinked as if trying to warn them away, but Jess had to find answers. With every creak of the floorboards beneath them, they felt the tension grow. Suddenly, they stumbled upon a hidden room filled with old costumes, the missing mascots' heads resting ominously on dusty mannequins. The atmosphere thickened, and all at once, the characters in the costumes began to shudder as if awakening from a long slumber. Panic clawed at Jess's throat, and Liam yanked her back just as the first of the characters sprang to life. It was Buzzy. His happy expression morphed into a sinister glare. "You shouldn't have come here," he buzzed, his voice now a low growl. The rest of the mascots soon followed, their once charming features twisted in anger. Jess and Liam spun around to escape, but the characters blocked their path, their movements unnaturally swift. "What do you want from us?" Jess shouted, desperation tinging her voice. "Freedom. We were trapped," cried Melody, her dulcet tones replaced with a chilling timbre. "We need revenge on this town that has imprisoned us for years." An eerie chorus erupted from the group, voices overlapping in a chaotic rhythm. Jess's heart raced. She realized that their cheerful personas had been puppets all along, controlled by the whims of the town, deprived of their agency. Frantically searching for a way out, Jess spotted a dusty poster about the legends that delightfully portrayed each character. "They need the stories to be told," Jess shouted to Liam. "If we return their tales to the town, maybe they'll return to their kind selves." "Do it," Liam cried. He darted toward an old projector, fumbling with the cables. With a flick of a switch, familiar clips of the mascots' past flooded the room, rekindling the town's memory of their joy. The characters hesitated, momentarily frozen, as the magic of nostalgia began to wash over them. As Jess urged her friend to keep going, the harsh glints in the characters' eyes softened. Buzzy began to sway, the anger melting away, replaced by confusion. Focusing entirely on the memories and tales they cherished, they kept projecting the old reels, the laughter, the parades, the hugs from joyful children. One by one, the mascots began to recede, their monstrous forms collapsing, transforming back into the beloved characters that had once danced through their childhood. With a final breath, Jess shouted, "We remember you. You're not gone." With exploding bright lights, the characters finally vanished, leaving behind only a sense of peace. Emerging into the world outside, Jess and Liam were exhausted but triumphant. As the stars twinkled above them, they realized that a great evil had been vanquished. But they also understood that the struggle to keep the light alive was ever present. Clayborough's Harvest Festival went on as planned. This time, however, the townsfolk cherished their mascots differently. They no longer treated them as mere entertainers. They spoke their names with reverence, sharing stories to ensure no child, and no character, was ever forgotten again.